Hey dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is inspired by the brand new My Little Pony and Glam Glow collaboration, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm so happy to introduce to you guys the brand new collaboration. Glam Glow has collaborated with Hasbro to bring us a limited edition My Little Pony collection. First, we have the pink mask inspired by Pinkie Pie, the life of the party pony. Glam Glow also created the black mask inspired by Princess Luna, the powerful princess and beauty icon. And last but certainly not least, we have the purple mask inspired by Twilight Sparkle, the lovable perfectionist. Every glitter mask comes with its own applicator tool, and I am so happy that they have started to include this type of tool because it's so easy to use, but most importantly, it's so easy to clean. To prep for this tutorial, I'm going to be using the purple Twilight Sparkle glitter mask to get my skin nice and firm before I apply my makeup. The Gravity Mud firming treatment is super easy to apply. Simply stir before use if needed. All you have to do is apply an even layer to clean skin with the applicator that they provide, making sure to avoid your eyebrows and hairline. Glam Glow recommends that the mask be used twice a week, but if we're being honest, I catch myself using the Gravity Mud firming treatment 3 to 4 times a week, but shh, don't tell anyone. The dry time varies depending on the thickness of your layer, but once completely dry, gently peel off starting from your chin area edges and peel up. If there's any excess mask left, just wipe it off. I've noticed that when I have like these smaller little parts of mask left over, I can literally just peel them right off. Now that I've completely taken my mask off in one piece, we're ready to move on. I'm going to be moisturizing my face using the Glam Glow Water Burst Moisturizer. You guys know I have been completely obsessing over this moisturizer. It feels lightweight, but it hydrates my skin and leaves it feeling super plump. For primer, I'm going to be taking my Primer Water by Smashbox, and I'm just going to be applying this and then lightly tapping in the water using my fingertips. For foundation, I'm going to be taking the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation by Too Faced. I'm going to be applying my foundation first using a Makeup Shack foundation brush, and then once I feel like I have accomplished somewhat of a full application, I'm then going to go in with my trusty handy dandy beauty blender, and I'm just going to make sure that there are no brush lines anywhere. Now this step isn't really necessary, but I'm going to be taking the Butter London Glazen Face Glow, and I'm just going to be applying this before I continue with my face routine. I feel like it just gives like the perfect inner glow highlight. Although I am going to be applying powders and stuff, I do believe that this makes somewhat of a difference to making my skin look more hydrated. Concealer, I'm going to be taking my Shape Tape. Unfortunately, I picked up one of the shades that's too light. I believe it was Fair Neutral, or I'm not sure what shade it was, but it was definitely too light for me. And you guys will definitely tell the way that my camera picked it up. I do look washed out at first. So, of course, make sure that you're picking up the right concealer shade. I made a rookie mistake and grabbed the wrong one. To set everything in place, I'm going to be taking the RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to be applying that with my sponge, and then I'm going to be lightly rolling the rest of the powder on my face using a Smashbox brush. Contour, I'm going to be taking the Park Ave Princess palette by Tarte, and I'm going to be taking the shade Princess Cut, and I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to be cutting my cheekbones. So yeah, I've recently started using this palette, and it's so versatile. I love the fact that it comes with different shades. It definitely makes it a lot easier for me when I want to go ahead and make the contour a little more intense or vice versa, simply because it does give me options. I do feel like the center of my face is very bright, I decided to contour my nose a little more intense just so that it pulls everything together and I don't look ghostly in my T-zone area. To highlight, I'm going to be using the Diamond Highlighter by Too Faced. If you guys didn't know, this highlighter is actually inspired by Jared's beautiful wedding ring. So yeah, I'm going to be applying this in the regular areas where I normally highlight. You guys know I hit that forehead with a little bit of glow. Again, if you have oily skin or you have texture, be mindful of where you are applying your highlight. After I hit the bridge of the nose and that Cupid's bow, I actually like going back in and just lightly running the brush that I used for my cheeks just to make sure that everything blends nicely together and there's no harsh lines between the glow and the bronzer. Of course, to set everything in place, again, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Primer Water. Now, brows, I have a tutorial, so I'll leave that linked for you, but let's go ahead and jump in right to the eyes. Using the Revlon Color Charge eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be picking up this pink shade right here, and I'm just going to be taking that on a ColourPop blending brush, and I'm going to be applying it into the crease of my eye. Like always, I'm going to start off with the lighter hand and slowly increase the color of the shade that I have in my crease. It's always better to start off light and build than to have too much and not be able to blend it out. Once I have the desired intensity, I'm going to take the same brush and dip into the purple shade in the palette, and I'm going to start focusing it on the outer and inner corner of my eyelid, and I'm just going to be making sure to blend the two together in the middle so that they meet. But notice how I will not be dragging that color all the way down onto the lid. The reason why I will not be doing that is because I won't be applying any concealer, so I don't want to have to cut into the color that's placed already. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Work on the outer and inner corner of the eye. Just avoid the center lid area. After I was done applying some of the purple shade, I realized that I actually wanted the eye to be a little smoked out. So I'm going to dip back into that pink shade from the Revlon palette, and I'm just going to be lightly bringing that color further up, but with a less intense payoff to it, if that makes any sense. There's no color above that. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and I'm going to make sure that that pink blends nicely into the brow bone. Again, dipping back into the purple, you guys know that I rather start off slow and then increase. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm going to be darkening the purple shade. I was low-key feeling that blend. You can definitely tell. For the pop of color, I'm going to be taking this purple iridescent shade from the Element of Surprise ColourPop palette, and I'm just going to be using their flat shader brush and applying it onto the lid. Now for a little bit more pizzazz and sparkle, I'm going to be taking the Makeup Geek Aurora Sparkler, and I'm going to be spraying my brush with my primer water and then just dabbing into it and lightly tapping the sparkles onto my eye. To make sure that they stay in place, I will actually go back in and spritz my actual eye with primer water just to make sure that I don't have crazy fallout throughout the day. Now for the lower lash line, I'm just going to be taking a pencil brush and I'm going to be picking up the purple shade and smoking out that bottom lash line, and then going back in and picking up some of the pink just to even out what I have going on top with the drama that's going to be going on the bottom. You guys know your girl's a little extra, so I went back in with the sparkler, but this time I made sure to kind of not tug, but actually place the brush and drag down a tiny little bit like you do with foiled shadows, just so that the sparkler sticks better onto the eyelid and sparkles a little more. Again, I'm going to be dipping into the Element of Surprise palette by ColourPop, and I'm just going to be applying the first shade on my inner corner. Now let's talk eyeliners. I have been hands down obsessed with this Smashbox Always On eyeliner. It literally makes my life so easy. This is one of the first felt tips that doesn't tug on my eyes. You guys just saw what kind of witchcraft this is, because this isn't just a regular eyeliner. Like, I'm convinced there's something about this eyeliner and the tip that it has that just makes winging out my liner so easy. I'm not lying. You guys are watching how easy this is. I'm literally obsessed. Like, hands down, my favorite eyeliner at the moment. Anyways, now that I've got that off my chest and I shared my love with you guys, I'm going to be moving on, and I'm going to be lining my waterline using this LA Girl Glide Gel Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Champagne, and I'm going to be applying this very generously into my waterline. I'm going to be coating my eyelashes using the Gifted Mascara by Tarte Cosmetics. I'm also going to be applying false lashes. These are super beautiful lashes by Salon Perfect. They're in the fully stacked style 630. Believe it or not, these are drugstore lashes, but the drama they bring to your eyes is nothing to play with. Like, if you're looking for drugstore lashes and you want something more dramatic, definitely check out the fully stacked 630 by Salon Perfect. I fully stand behind these lashes. Now, to pull the look together, you know I had to use a perfect lipstick shade. I decided to throw on Sweet Harmony. It is my custom color collaboration with Pot Beauty. You guys can get it on potbeauty.com. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you in my next one. Besitos.